a young company. But Tencent has been an active player and has been growing together with the internet companies in China. So speaking of the future, what we have been focusing is on the directions of the areas of our customers' interest. That being said, we cannot help but thinking of what is happening. The first focus would be the youth users, the young users. Just now, our speakers, including President Yao, Patrick, and also Adam Silver, they all touched upon the topic of youth. They talked about what is changing among the young players and the youth in general. The youth in general has their peculiar feature. Not long ago, we have issued a report about the generation of 2000, and that it means the youth born after the year of 2000. They have their own features. They are smart, independent, and confident. This is a little bit different from our former users. In China, we have 160 million population born after 2000 and born actually between 2000 and 2010. Among them, we are happy to see over 70 of them would say they are following closely at least one sport activity. So from this figure, we can see they are quite interested or keen about the sport activities. They are not just using the phones or smart media to play games. They are following the sports. And a lot of the young people during our investigation said that they think basketball is the top sport activity in China and in the world. At least 52 of them would say so. A lot of them have their basketball fans, and they are following closely the basketball games, or they actually participate in the playing of the basketball themselves. So in terms of the Chinese market, we can see this is a great potential. So from the standpoint of the internet company or media company, we can say we have 8 prospects for the basketball. First, we would talk about the mobile. Mobile is a keyword when we talk about the internet. About 71% of the users will use the mobile media to watch the games, to follow the events. So 75% actually is a big figure. And out of the 71%, about 41% of them are great fans of basketball. And also during our survey, about 40% of the mobile users, they have great requirements for the user experience. That means the media presented by the mobile devices should give them a true feeling of being at present of the stadium of the basketball games.
So this has sent us a very clear signal that we need to give the audience the best spot, the best seat on the arena. And also this requires the technological advancement and upgrade. And also for the technological advancement and the cell phone hardware, the new audience, the new generation of this audience have higher requirement. And what's more, there are a growing number of women fans, of female fans for basketball. Let's say if out of 10 boys, there are 3 who would be very interested in basketball, I would say maybe the ratio for 10 girls will be 5 out of 10 who would be very interested in basketball or basketball games. And the next point is about the time separation or segment for the whole time of the game, either through cell phone or other channels and terminals. Only 22% of the users said that they would watch through the whole game without being interrupted or distracted. The majority of them would chat with each other, would watch other games or other videos of movies or do other things. And this means that as the game organizers, we need to put on more eye-catching performances. And also for us, we need to provide more interactive opportunities and more intriguing scenes to capture the engagement of the users and the audience. And the 5th point is about the hybrid or the fusion of entertainment and sport, which has been a very acute phenomenon in these recent years. We found that for an entertainment celebrity, if the celebrity is doing some sport activities, then they would have a largely increasing number of fans. For example, the other year, we invited a singer, Ms. Xiao Jingteng, who is very interested in playing basketball, and we invited him to play in the celebrity games. Actually, he was only in the first year of the celebrity games, and it was at that year a girl fan followed him to the court, and then she followed him in the 2nd and 3rd years of the celebrity court. However, in the 2nd and 3rd years of the celebrity games, Xiao Jingteng, the singer, was not even there. So this next point is that these celebrity or the sports stars, if they are the spokesperson of a brand or the product, then it will be a huge driving force to turn even a larger number of the fans. And 6th point, just as Mr. Yao has mentioned, that the hardcore fans care not only about the court or the arena, but also the whole culture that is related to the game. And we believe that basketball is something also fashionable in the eyes of the younger generation of the users. Basketball is cool, basketball is fancy, and is something belonging to the youth, and also it is energetic and passionate. And also, last point, as Adam Silver has mentioned, that basketball is very important in the social media communication. On the day of the retirement of Kobe, there were over 1 million posts and chats on the social media. And also the fusion of entertainment celebrities and sports celebrities has driven forward about over 400 million topics and posts on the social media. Therefore, the basketball will always be one of the key topics for social media. And these are the trends we are seeing in these years. And then I would like to share with you what we have done together with our partners in sport. and in basketball in particular. You may already know that we connect the people. Tencent connects the people. We connect not only our users, we also connect the users, the people, with the content and the industry. For basketball industry, our role has also embodied this mission, that is to connect people and content and industry. The hardcore or loyal fans of basketball in China, they represent about 140 million people. And on the social media, the Pan basketball fans are over 480 million people in China. For WeChat and QQ, these social media channels have actually expanded these power and strengths of the Pan basketball fans to the game. And also the connection between people and the content. The moderator just mentioned that we are working together with FIBA, CBA, and NBA. And in addition, we also work together with many international communities and organizations. In 2017, we operated and broadcasted over 5,000 games, which is a very big number. That means we need to be fully prepared in terms of operation, editing, and compoundment of the materials. We also wanted to have a satisfactory delivery to the audience, because with Tencent and with the ongoing partnership, we see that there has been over 300% growth in terms of the user for our partners. And I would say that is one of the great benefits that Tencent can offer back to our partners. And as I have mentioned, that the users today have more higher requirement for their experience. So we are thinking that maybe we should deliver or offer the Blu-ray the Blu-ray screen or displayer to the users. And also we need to broadcast and broadcast the original soundtrack, that is the English version on games, to the users of the members that have subscribed to our services. Such value-added services would actually provide better user experiences to the subscribed users. And this means we have to better understand and discover the demand of the users. And this is quite unique, and also is something that we have to explore further. After years of accumulation and connection between Tencent and sport, we find that the key to the success is to connect more partners, to connect and engage the upstream and downstream to enjoy the win-win result. And on this forum and summit, I would also like to offer with you my observations on media and its role in sport. So what is the demand of users? In media, the media practitioners or journalists would say that the coverage or the story need to be authentic, true, and fun and interesting. But that is different, a little bit different for the social media companies and internet media companies. Because for the users, the internet users, they wanted to know that there could be a very acute and immediate response once they see something. And how do we offer this very immediate response? We have thousands of journalists on site. We even use AI to write stories. The AI robot called Dream Writer has written over 3,000 articles. for the news release and the short stories of those events and the games, we also use AI robots. Because for such stories, they are usually of very fixed structure that contains the facts of the game and the court, and all of these can be written by the machine. So for stocks, we know that the stocks, its dynamics, its volatilities, the figures, the numbers, the stories of the stock market can be written by the machines. And also for sport activities or for the games, for example, the court, the scores, they also can be written by the machine. Their short release or their news release and the short stories can be on par with those written by the journalist, the human journalist, because on average we know that it takes about 28 minutes for the journalist to write a story like that, but it will only take 0.94 seconds for the dream writer to write a news release like that. And how do we use the manpower that has been saved because of AI and the machine? As we have a deeper understanding on media and content, we also have a high requirement for the content, for a more diversified content. For example, for a basketball court, for maybe one game, we would write over 3,000 articles about them, and one user or one reader could not possibly read all 3,000 news pieces, but they maybe have different interesting points. Some would be more interested in the score of the teams. Some may be more interested in the backstories that happened off the stage or off the court. So that is the nature of the more diversified and the richer content of the media and the media coverage. We need to tailor the customers and tailor the users by pushing them different stories that they might be interested in. Recent years have witnessed faster growth in sports industry in China for CBA, NBA, FIBA games, and also for the very popular marathon contests and more community-based activities. How do we meet the demand of the different types of the users? And we would work together with the PGC content, that is the generated content by the users. We would encourage them to discover and set up their own little community. So for that kind of sport activities of longer period or longer time being would be a very good solution for us to expand the long-tail effect of the sport activity. For the game, the extreme watching experience is the key. The immersive experience is the key. That is not only about high definition, high resolution. And we also have tried to provide even more extreme experience of watching the games to the users. For example, last year, we opened a concert in Guangzhou, and we created a virtual character, Hertz. On the computer screen displayer, we use a virtual character to deliver the real sense. And the people even vote for this virtual character. And we even used in the court. We created this virtual character as a moderator, as a commentator inside of a court, of a game court. And this is to satisfy the demand of the extreme watching experiences of the audience and the users. And also, such watching experiences that is more about the details will be the major difference of the watching experiences before. For both AI recognition and watching experiences, we are now facing greater challenges and more demanding users. Also, we see and find that the users have a bigger requirement in terms of interaction. They wanted to see the content immediately and responsively, and that's why we have to put input and showcase the subtitle of the game comments in a simultaneous way. And these insights, these requirements are all based on one thing, that is to better serve our users. Next, I would like to show you a film clip which shows our perspective on media technology.
好的，各位球迷朋友们，大家早上好，欢迎收看由腾讯体育、腾讯视频为您直播的 NBA 总决赛。
祝大家新年快乐，恭喜发财！来看一下首位看台的情况。
这个暂停时间呢，小易给我们带来我们社区网友的互动。
有了一个至尊大爱心是吗？
有说山哥我爱你的。
走到他们的阵型里面看一下这个战术，他利用格林和麦基的掩护摆脱了詹姆斯的防守。
直播王，我们可爱的加一正在直播王的另一头在等你。
美孚机油邀您一起见证突破时刻。进入到我们的安踏康人模式。
杜兰特，中国比赛！我们现在只能珍惜已经发生的，把他们留在我们的记忆里，好好珍藏吧。
谢谢，所以我讲了这么多，那么还有一点我想来讲。
And also one very important point is that as an internet company and internet media company, we have felt that actually there is no boundary for media. We now have the new concept that there is no border or no boundary for media development. And I think that also applies to sport. You mentioned about e-sport and e-games. I believe that the three distinguished guests may have different perspective on e-sport. Last year, we did altogether 11 different e-sports of 7 categories, including KPAL and a number of other ones. And if you have noticed, the final contest of LPL, which was held in the bird nest of Beijing and had a participation of several dozens of thousands of people, you would see that it was really amazing. And we get to know more about what the concerns of the parents, what are the intriguing points to the young people. And also we are thinking that once we are broadcasting a sports game or the basketball game, the idol, the basketball player, their shooting actions, their gestures on the court are really important. But it's with the e-sport, it is a truly different story because we got to know more about how the characters or the rules think. And also for the e-sport player, the player is using the cell phone, right? So how do we set up or how do we create a story of this player? This is different from a basketball player. And actually, to our surprise, these e-sport players are not those bad boys as you might thought. Many of them are the straight A students of their schools. They're just very clever. And to create the full story of the e-sport player would also give a better understanding of the parents and the whole community. And we really try to understand the users with a full heart and mind, and we wanted to understand what is the culture that is represented by those users, and how do we guide these cultures to the more positive trend. And also ping pong game as a national game, one of the national game of China. We held a game of ping pong together with the Ping Pong Association.
As a matter of fact, we believe that the most competitive ping pong players are in the Chinese team, and we organized this team. This is a very, very nice team competition to watch. But it used to be only focused on ping pong, the competition itself. But outsiders may not understand too much of everything related to this game. So we created some peripheral culture around it. For example, we created this concept of the strongest 12 men in ping pong on Earth. And if these 12 people are competing each other, that must be good to watch. And when we design the interior of the court, in terms of the order these players appear, as well as everything related to the arrangement, you can see that their fans rocketed, and a lot of female fans. Some people are not even fans of ping pong itself, but they love the player itself. For example, Mr. Zhang Jike, they love the guy, so they become faithful followers to this competition. So we need to get into the minds and heads of the young people so that we can create a bridge between the end users and the sports sector. And I would use another video to demonstrate our thinking and our what have been doing in this regard.
Back out to Allen, his three-pointer, bang!
中国队呢进入了2002年世界杯的决赛圈。
我小的时候就是看埃弗顿篮球长大的，它是我们的一个情怀，是我们的梦想。我觉得我从小到大能有今天，绝对是埃弗森带给我的动力。
三分进攻。
最大的偶像叫 Allen Iverson， 他代表了一种精神，甚至是一种信仰。
Estoy feliz que ha estado entrenador de China que ha
好，时间不多了，其实。
I'm running out of
我们期待跟FIBA。
These two stories showcase the things we can do, the stories we can tell to the world between us and basketball. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was amazing. I think my initial reaction to that is wow. A lot of the work I do focuses on how the sports media landscape is evolving. And 2 or 3 years ago, we might have seen some of those issues talked about as being just around the corner. But I think the impressive thing is that those are all things that are here and now. This is the media landscape that